Team USA. She has 4 U.S. Opens to her credit, 2 Queens titles. Please welcome Liz Johnson. Her opponent in the opening match, all the way from Singapore, looking for that first career title. Please welcome Shayna. The winner of that match will go on to face the high qualifier in Group A. She hails from Austin, Texas. Put your hands together for Anggie Ramirez-Perea. Moving on to Group B, over on lanes 11 and 12. Our number 4 qualifier. She captured last year's PWBA Wichita Open. She hails from Granbury, Texas, Stefanie Johnson. Her opponent in the opening match, 15 titles in all, including the Queens title. She's a former PWBA Player of the Year. From Australia, Carol Gianotti. The winner of that match will go on to face the high qualifier in Group B. She too all the way from Singapore, looking for that first title. Please welcome Wei Fen Nu. All right, looks like we're about 5 minutes to go here. Momentarily, we'll have our high qualifiers step to the side. They're welcome to head back down to 29 and 30 to stay loose. And number 4, number 3 will have the pair to themselves to loosen up. So hang tight. We got 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes left of practice. start the match on the left lane. So those will start first. Our group A on lanes 15, and we'll see what Carol's going to do over here. And Carol Gianotti will start her match over on lanes 11 and 12. Okay, bowling fans, that wraps up their practice time here. We're going to get names up. As soon as we get those up, we'll get some arrows and we'll get going here. These matches will take place simultaneously. Winner will go on to face our high qualifiers. So I encourage you to pick up your favorite player, cheer them on to victory. The more noise you make, they're probably going to throw a few more strikes. Don't be afraid to make some noise back here. Reverse arrows on lanes 11 and 12, please. All right. Okay, bowling fans, how about a great send-off? Cheer these ladies on. Let me hear you. How about a round of applause? That's the number.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our coverage of the PWBA Storm Sacramento Open. This is the group stepladder finals. We've got a couple of great stepladders lined up for you here this evening. We've also got a great guest here in the booth with me, the defending champion of the Storm Sacramento Open, Alicia Current. Alicia, how are you this evening?
A little sore right now, but overall
yeah,
good.
You got a little extended play.
A little bit.
So had a good couple of weeks out here on tour, I've noticed.
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied right now. Making the cashier's round is always good, getting a check. So I'm happy about that. Hopefully it goes better next week.
Now we put a feature story on you a couple weeks back and talked about kind of the expectations that winning this event had last season and how it was kind of difficult to keep that momentum going once you had the win. So what are you kind of focused on this year?
Just making sure I just stay focused on what I'm doing and you know, always stay in it, always stay in the hunt, so that way I know I'm not giving too much away and just doing anything that I possibly can to make the cashier's round, which is, I mean, that is my goal. That is the only goal I have right now, and if I get farther, then awesome. I'll be happy.
So what can you tell us about, you bowled on the pattern all week, and as we mentioned, had a good week, got a check, and got some extended play. How did you attack the lanes, and how do you think these players here are going to plan to attack them here tonight?
I know during my qualifying, I was pretty far in to start with. I was around 26 or so with my feet and around 17, 18 with my eyes. So just trying to keep the pocket in play and not giving the ball away too far to the right and letting the pins fall. They seem to fall a little weird here. You get either paralyzed pins or you leave some weird splits. That is for sure. My third frame in, I left the 4-8-10.
Oh wow!
And yeah, that was a ball change right away.
Well, it looks like I saw the players that are bowling breaking them down with a little bit of surface. It looks like they want to play a little deeper. So it looks like Carol played deep pretty much all week. Never saw her really ride a third arrow.
Yeah, they've been all over the place. Some people decide to start out, and as you see, Shayna a little farther to the right than the others right now. Well, except for maybe Steph, but yeah, they've been pretty much all over the place, all with different balls. Surface seems to be the key right now, I think. Did they re-oil for this? Or?
They did, yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I think every time they've put it down, it's been pretty similar, maybe just a little tighter, but they did seem pretty similar to last year for me.
Okay. The left side seemed to play pretty well this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean last year it seemed like the lefties really struggled, but I think the lane crew did a much better job of equalizing it. It'll be the thing that I'm looking forward to watching in this match is you've got Liz and Stefanie who both played out further to the right, and how kind of the way the players broke the lanes down in practice will affect how long their shot holds up and if they decide to stay out to the right.
Yeah, I know Steph struggled a little bit in the first 6 to maybe 8 games of qualifying, and then kind of took off. I don't know what she was doing exactly, but I do know she was a little farther out, but then, you know, she does her thing.
Liz definitely, yeah, you saw Liz definitely out. She's outside of 5.
Yep.
And then here's Stefanie. Top 2 ranked players from the 2015 PWBA season. And Stefanie out to a quick start with the turkey. Liz can do the same. And Shayna Ung with an open in the second frame already. Liz can take a big lead with a strike here in the third.
Saw that a lot this weekend.
A lot of 2-8s.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Yeah, with a longer pattern, right? It's very easy to see that ball just kind of skip. What was causing that? Was it just speed control, or was it more missing? Or
I would say more speed. I know for me, if I got it a little quick, it just didn't want to read it as well, and almost went behind the head pin in a bit. So, you know, I'd rather leave a 2-8 than the 2-8-10 or even the 2-10 that I saw a lot of people leaving this weekend.
Was there kind of a strategy to that where it seems like a lot of times if players play a little deeper, they can avoid the 2-8-10s a little more, or was it just kind of how much back-end reaction you were looking to get?
I think it might have been a little bit of both, in all honesty. I know when I left with either a 2-8 or even a 2-10 or just a 10 pin, I was paralleling left and getting in just a little deeper to stay closer to the pocket and just hope the pins fall the right way. Like I said, they're a little trickier here.
Carol Gianotti with her first strike in the match. She is down 21 in 4 frames. And Carol looking to become the first of that group that was really kind of dominant before the tour ended to break through again with the new tour. We've seen CDB have a couple of good weeks, but not quite breaking through to win. Leanne Holzenberg's had a couple of good events, but not breaking through to win. I think they've found that there's a new crop of talent in town.
I think so. I do know that Carol has, you know, she had the knee surgery and everything, but she was out this week. I saw her practicing at a couple different centers and, you know, getting the work and time put back in to her game, and she seems to be feeling and looking pretty good here.
Yeah, definitely having a good week this week. She was our early leader in qualifying, and she's just kind of hung around for the whole thing, and here she is in the group stepladder.
She made a joke about herself earlier during qualifying about how she was the geriatrics of the group out here.
She's a pretty funny lady.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. All right, so Shayna Ung trying to get back
she
in
moved
this
in.
match. she gets her first strike of the match and sets herself up to try to cut into Liz Johnson's lead. And Stefanie with a flat 10, good shot. Looks like Stefanie's using a different piece of equipment than we saw her using from earlier when she was playing out from earlier in the blocks. Maybe a little bit of a weaker piece of equipment than she was throwing a paradox typically at the start of the blocks, but I can't tell if that's a game breaker or maybe something a little less aggressive.
I can't see, and I really can't say because I am roto-grip in Storm. So.
Okay, I understand.
So I really don't know that equipment.
Well, it definitely seems
there you go.
A game breaker too. There we go.
Thank you, Rob Gutschall.
So Liz with the flat 10. It seemed to me like when the players were out and they started flat 10ing, that was kind of a time when that was kind of transition time. And so with the players using so much surface to break them down in practice, you think we're seeing some transition a little earlier than maybe we might expect?
I think so. I think no matter if you were in or out, as the pattern got laid down more and more since we bowl on fresh a lot out here, you know, they just truer, and you gotta try to strike more, but not try to strike more, because you know how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that a lot from several players, that if they were in the pocket, it was pretty dangerous to try to tweak your ball reaction to get the ball to go through the pins right.
Oh, yes, yes. And if you got caught in that, then you started to get a little lost there, and didn't end well. That is for sure.
Great shot there from Carol Gianotti, and she's still looking for her first double, but clean through 6 frames and trails by 19. Definitely playing a different part of the lane than Stefanie Johnson. And a big shot here for Shayna. She's put together a double after jumping left, as you observed, Alicia, and she can cut the lead to 3 pins with a strike here in the 6th. Pretty good shot there.
Yeah, it looks like she's using the Hypercell skid there from Roto Grip, which I found some success with in the first squad and the second squad. So
Gianotti puts together her first double. So the players who were out jumped out to early leads, then started leaving some flat 10s, and then the players that were in have now put together some strikes. So setting up an interesting finish to these opening matches. Wow. Wow.
yeah, it's either going to be I think a jump left.
Do you think those are adjustments that were off of those flat 10s, maybe? It didn't look like they threw them too bad.
I don't know, in all honesty, because, you know, flat 10, then you try to strike like how we said, you end up with, you know, 5 count or the 2-8-10, which isn't the best either to really go for.
Well, these matches just got really interesting. Liz Johnson with 112 through the 6th. That puts her down by 13 pins. And that was light as well.
That one looked a little farther left, but I'm not sure if she was playing the lanes differently or not. Some of these pairs, the lanes do break down a little differently, I saw from qualifying and out through the cashes round.
Do you think we could be seeing some carry down? I mean, with all the surface they used, it would seem strange, but because the pattern's so long.
And you had the mix of the fire and ice together this weekend, so I mean, you could be, or they could, the ones who are playing out could see the, well, yeah, I guess the carry down from the ones that are playing in.
Yeah.
It does make for an interesting match then to see who's gonna fix what they need to see if they can stay in it.
Wow, Shayna Ung is lined up now, and she's got a 4-bagger and takes a 23-pin lead over Liz Johnson with just 3 frames left in the match. Pretty close, but not quite enough to shake out the 7-pin. So Carol Gianotti with the spare will have a 4-pin lead heading into the 9th. And now Shayna Ung can really put the pressure on Liz Johnson with one more strike here in the 8th.
She throws the ball so good. A lot of the Singapore girls do.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that. You have that group that's come over and they've joined the tour this year, and they travel together. They come in, they practice before the practice.
Yep.
I mean, they're the real deal.
Yeah, I mean, they keep it the same as what they are overseas when they're, you know, at home practicing, getting ready for tournaments, working out. You know, I get Snapchats from Jezreel Tan all the time of them just getting done working out or out to dinner or going to practice. You know, they live by very strict rules, and you know, this is the way they make a living, so, and represent their country at the same time. Wow.
That was a bad break. Not a disaster, but
no. That one hurt a little bit, I think.
It did. Now Stefanie can get up and strike out in the 9th and 10th and shut her out. And all she did was throw a perfect shot.
So many this weekend. I do know. What, 11 and 12, as I said?
Uh-huh.
I overheard some people say that this pair is the worst in the house.
Oh, wow. Well,
I did hear that.
That's, at least they've got to bowl each other on it, right?
I guess so.
Well, Liz Johnson hanging on. She throws a strike there in the 9th frame. She can still shoot 211. Shayna Ung can max out for 255, but still got a little work to do to shut out Liz. And you mentioned Stefanie can go off the sheet here and shut out Carol Gianotti. So she'll need a double.
Try.
That all but wraps up this match for Shayna Ung. She just needed a couple of marks, and that strike there in the 9th frame is pretty much sealing it up.
Yeah, it does look like that.
Best Liz Johnson can shoot is 211, and that's going to put Shayna in the 230s with the mark. So Shayna Ung is going to advance to the group Stepladder finals, final match.
Steph's making it a match over here.
So one more strike from Stefanie, and she will eliminate Carol Gianotti. That terrible break in the 9th frame, solid 7. And with that count there, Shayna Ung has enough to eliminate Liz Johnson. Liz was hoping to make her second TV appearance of the season. She already made it in Las Vegas a couple weeks back, and then, oh wow. Well, Carol Gianotti is going to have a chance to pull this one out. For Stefanie Johnson, and that means Carol Gianotti will need 2 strikes and 5 to advance. Getting up quick.
She is. She's not wasting any time over here. Looks pretty good.
There's one. Must strike, or she goes home. It's close. Oh, wow. Those were some pretty clutch strikes there.
Yes, they were.
I mean, she threw the last 3 just as good as you can throw it.
Yeah, she should have 6 in a row right now. If not, since
yeah,
the
that one
fourth
in the
frame
8th
on.
could have easily struck 2.
Yeah.
And Liz Johnson,
191.
she's 191, and she goes home. Good week for her, though.
Uh-oh.
And we'll see her next week.
Wow.
Needed 5, and
that looked like 5 written all over it when she threw it.
A round of applause. Great home this week for Liz Johnson. And a round of applause for Stefanie Johnson. Great home this week, ladies. Group A, Shayna has advanced. She will face the high qualifier, Anggie Ramirez. And in Group B, Carol Gianotti has defeated Stefanie Johnson. And she'll advance and she'll face Blake Van New. Right now, we're going to give our high qualifiers 4 shots each on each lane, a total of 8. They don't have to take all 8, but it's got to be 4 and 4 on each lane. They can't split them up 7 and 1. So 4 and 4. We'll do that. As soon as they're done, we will get going with our title matches.
so Damon Sirocco giving the instructions, and got some practice shots coming up. Alicia talked a little bit in a story that was recently done on bowl.com about your collegiate bowling coaching career. And how's that been?
It's been pretty good, actually. Finally, I guess, getting the girls through who I've been recruiting, and it really seems to be showing that I might know a little bit about recruiting and bowling. But you know, with the help of my assistant coach Travis Selmer, we've done a pretty good job there, especially with the girls getting out there. And I only lose one girl for next year, so recruited some pretty good girls for the upcoming season that I'm pretty excited about, and I mean, we'll see where we go from there.
What is the coaching aspect of it? What impact does it have on your competitive game?
Ball coaching, I'm still competitive, and I think the girls can probably see that, and they can definitely vouch for me on that. You know, I want it just as much as what they do, and I want them to be able to be successful as much as I know that they can be, and I feel that they really deserve it for the time and effort and all the practice that they put in. But as a coach, and then to come out here competitively by myself, you know, I do tend to think back of different things that I tell them, and you know, what I possibly can be telling myself too at the same time, and it does help a little bit here and there. And then, you know, the things that I pick up from either Jim or Dell, you know, I take back to them as well. So, I mean, all in all, it all goes together.
Now, what was their reaction when they saw you win this event last year?
Oh, my phone was blowing up the whole time. We have a group chat, which they absolutely hate at times, but there was probably a good 150 messages that they were just going back and forth between Travis and all the girls, and like what was going on if some of them couldn't get online to know what was happening. And I mean, they were just as excited for me as what anyone else was, and they were all behind me at that time. So it was pretty cool to have that to come back to, and especially our center that we practice at too, Mid-County Lanes in Middletown, Delaware. They were awesome, and they were watching it, and they even had a little banner hung up for me.
Oh wow!
Throughout the year for every time that we walked in. I had no idea. I walked right in to the PBA regional that they have there, and walked right past it. Didn't even see it, and I was like, walking around. Someone's like, "Did you see your picture up there?" And I was like, "My picture's up there?" And they're like, "Yeah, big banner." I was like, "Oh no!" But
no.
yeah, but they had it right there as soon as you walked in. I was like, That's awesome. That's really awesome how they support us.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. You know, Delaware's not a very big state, but the girls do get a lot of support from all over there, so that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah. I've talked with a lot of coaches. I used to work with Mark Baker quite a bit, and he said for him, seeing people that he's coached succeed exceeded his excitement for doing well himself. Do you feel the same way about your coaching?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love the team aspect of it, but it's when they go off by themselves and they're still able to compete individually and still understand what's going on, what they need to look for, you know, everything that they learned from us or just from bowling itself, bowling competitively in college. That's really the best thing to see, because I know that I have given them the tools that they need to have to head in the right direction if they want to keep pursuing the bowling career, or even on the side for different tournaments. I know I have one girl who just graduated, and she'll be out here shortly.
Oh, cool.
So
you're recruiting for us now.
Yeah. Doing my best. But yeah, she'll be out, and you know, she's very excited to come out here and to see what she can do, and see what the tour life is like. So
very cool.
You know, so I'll be excited to see what she does and what effect I had on her, I guess.
Yeah, and you'll have another person to share the room tab every week too.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, this is Jason Thomas, and I'm alongside Alicia Current, the defending champion here in the Storm Sacramento Open, and we are about to start our group stepladder finals final match. This will determine the final 2 seeds in our TV finals, which will be taped at the Queens on May 26th, and we've got a lefty this round. What do you think here?
Let's see. I didn't see any lefties while qualifying or even during the cashers round, in all honesty, but I've heard that they have quite a bit of room down lane as their break point, about 5 boards or so.
Wow.
So, you know, I'm not saying the left is better or, you know, bashing the left at all, but when it's good, it's good.
Yeah,
but,
right.
You know, they make it look even better than what it is, so.
Sure, I mean, you know, it's one thing for Shannon Plahowski to win or qualify. I mean, she's
Shannon Plahowski.
Good. Right. But there's a lot of other good lefties out here, and they had some good time this week. We had Sherry Tan, our tournament leader, and now Anggie Ramirez looking to be the 3rd lefty on the show. If she can win this match with Shayna Ung, she will. And in our other final, Carol Gianotti taking on Wei Fen Nu, who's already made one of our shows.
Yeah, she made last weekend, correct?
Correct. So we're looking to make back-to-back TV finals.
She does throw it good. Like I said, the Singapore girls, they put so much time into it. She's so off the back of the ball that I mean, it reads it perfectly
Yeah.
this weekend. Last weekend, that's what you had to do too, and she did it. She doesn't miss much. I watched her throughout qualifying and during the cashers round, and she just makes sure she's in the pocket the whole time and makes it spares.
Great send off. Cheer these competitors on.
I'm not even sure if I saw her change balls at all, in all honesty. I think she just kept creeping left.
Yeah, yeah. And she obviously likes penguins. Does
Yes.
that mean she's cool under pressure?
I guess so.
Okay. And she has one, like, I think it's, I don't know if it's tattooed or drawn on her left wrist.
I did not see that.
Yeah. So we'll have to ask her about the penguin fetish. But first shot here for Wei Fen Nu. And good shot, but flat 10.
Shayna decided to keep with the hypercell skid, it looks like.
All right, first look here at Anggie Ramirez-Perea here in the stepladder. And it's a good one. Both players off to a good start with strikes in that final. Carol Gianotti strikes in her first frame. So can take a 10-pin lead with one more.
Three different countries here. Wow. These matches just took, well, a little bit of a turn here on Carol and Wei's match.
Yeah, Carol with an uncharacteristic missed single pin in the 5th and then another open in the 6th. She hands Wei Fen Nu a big lead.
Anggie working on 7 here. Double for Wei. Another good shot there from Carol with a 10-pin. I think it's safe to say that Angie is making the show.
It's in. She's going to be in whether or not she shoots 300 or not at
Yeah.
this point.
I know she's been working pretty hard on her game, so Carol is struggling. I don't know if she's just missing right or if that's where she is trying to play.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, you can be cruising along and then all of a sudden you have one bad shot and then all of a sudden it feels like you don't have a ball reaction anymore.
Oh, I know that pain all too well today.
And sometimes you make a bad shot and then when you get back into the rhythm and make a good shot, you've missed a move and then you don't know where you are all of a sudden.
It happens to everybody. It happens to the best of us all the time, and you know, the better will they'll be able to pick up on it a little quicker, and the others will just keep struggling.
Shayna Ung hasn't bowled a bad game. She can still shoot 244, and she's not going to have enough.
Yeah. Jason, you are not allowed to do it anymore.
I touched my camera and
that's all it takes.
That was it. End of the run. Switch back over to our other featured match. Ramirez-Perea makes the 7th, but Gianotti, best she can shoot is 195, and she must strike here to have any chance. Wei-Fen knew she's on a 206 pace, but Carol could still force her to mark.
Anything can happen on this pattern in these lanes right now.
There's one. So I think the crowd, I don't know if the crowd realizes it yet, but this match is not quite over.
Mm-mm.
That is going to do it.
That is the match.
Wei-Fen New back-to-back TV appearances on the PWBA Tour.
Is this Angie's first TV appearance?
It is.
Singles?
First for PWBA,
Yeah.
yes, correct. She's won some big tournaments outside of PWBA, and obviously a lot of international experience, but this will be her first PWBA televised finals. And she does it in style with a big 270 plus game. 279.
we have 3 lefties on the show.
You said anything could happen, Alicia. And
yes, I did.
if, I mean, you know, she might have made a different shot there if she had needed something, but she's in. It doesn't matter. Wei Fen Nu, back-to-back TV appearances on the PWBA Tour.
It's going to be a busy day for her. With her
Yeah,
shows.
it is. And she still has the Queens next week.
Yep.
Boy, Shayna Ung is going to throw 9 strikes here, shoot 244, and get pummeled. Kind of like what you did to the field last year.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, Alicia, I really appreciate you hanging around and covering this with us.
It was fun.
I'm assuming you're planning on bowling the Queens next week?
Yes, I will be there. Lindsay and I will head back to Utah tomorrow, practice a little bit, and drive to Vegas on Thursday.
Well, good luck with that next week, and hopefully we'll see you on TV as well.
I sure hope so. That would be nice for next week.
Yeah, so good luck, and appreciate you stopping by again and calling this great match here in Sacramento, and you were a great defending champion.
Thank you.
But you don't have that weight on you anymore.
Yes.
You have to look for a new tournament to defend,
yes,
right?
yes, that would be good. That would be very good.
All right, so Damon Sirocco going to introduce our top 4. Thanks to Alicia Current for calling the action with us here today. We'll see her next week at the Queens.
Please welcome Wei Fen Nu. Her opponent in the opening match, our number 3 seed. Almost had a perfect game right there for us. She's a member of the Colombian national team. Please welcome Anggie Ramirez. The winner of that match will go on to face our number 2 seed. 2 majors in all, 3 PBA Women's Series titles, 15 times a member of Team USA. Put your hands together for Shannon Blahowski. The winner of that match will face our tournament leader. She need only win 1 match to take home the top prize of $10,000. She's too a member of Team Singapore. Please welcome Sherry Tan. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your top 4 for the TV Stepladder Finals. How about one more round of applause? Great ball games. Congratulations. That will do it for the tournament. However, I believe the Pro-Am is going to start here in a little bit, so please stick around. Have some fun.